Welcome back to my fifth and final video of my Victoria 3 historical playthrough as the nation of France. Try as I might, I was really just not able to create conditions worthy of World War I. It's 1917, World War I started in 1914. Things look pretty much like they did before. Again, I love this game. I had a great time playing it, but I think there's a lot of room to bring about a whole world war, global conquest, expansion that could be amazing. They're doing a lot of good work improving combat right now, which I'm happy for. Haven't tried it out yet. But I think we're going to wrap this video up, actually. I did do a little bit of battling. I did fight against Austria and managed to take Cambodia back from them. Yay! So we're going to wrap this whole video up by doing two things. First, I'm going to do a territorial comparison of what territories I have versus what was had around this time, around the middle of World War I. And then I'm super excited to tell you about my next project. Yay! But first, we're going to look at territories. We do have, obviously, continental France. Let's just stay zoomed out so you can see the borders here. Austria still does own, again, I really don't know how to pronounce this, Alsace-Lorraine. They still own it. That was true as of that time. And we still own Corsica. That was true as of that time. We have northern Africa here in the Algeria area. What we don't have, and what's really super historically inaccurate, is we never went to war against Italy to wrest Morocco from them, because that was just kind of stupid. And also the United Scientific Associations, also known as the USA, they've completely replaced themselves with, whatever that is. Again, that's just random game weirdness. There's probably some sort of nerdy revolution here. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Let's see what their government form is. Okay, military, industrial. Well, sounds pretty good to me. Presidential Republic. I don't know why they're called the United Scientific Associations and have a completely different flag, but whatever. Oh, government technate. That's why. Okay. All right. So they must be a technocracy then. So that's why they're called that. But anyway, they decided to invade Morocco, and I'm not going to fight them for it. So that's really it for the continental comparisons. Also, I did show you that we have all of the Dynam, Cambodia, modern-day Vietnam era, which was accurate up until, I think, like the 1940s. I could be wrong about that, the time. But let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more now on Africa and see what that looks like by comparison. I'm going to attempt to superimpose an image from Wikipedia that shows what French West and Equatorial Africa looked like as such. And so I'm going to blip that on and off the screen for some comparisons and for ease of visual use and everything. But so let's look at this right now. So starting on the West African side, we see things look pretty good, pretty similar. We've got this area here of Mauritania, and then you can see it slants down here into Timbuktu, just like it does on the real map there. We kind of slide around this corner here. Now this area of Ashanti, as you see on the wiki image, I think we should have captured this Togo area here. that Ashanti looks a little bit more narrow on the wiki image than it does. So I don't have, they have a little bit too much property there, so I wasn't able to take that from them. One thing we got a little overzealous in taking is Liberia. So that was not part of French West Africa, as you can see here. Now, I have it, but that didn't exist back then. Okay, but this nice kind of curvature here really matches the map well. I'm pretty proud of myself for having swung this over pretty well. And then as we get into equatorial Africa, which goes really, let's just get this on screen here a little bit better, which goes up from the Congo area, that's where things kind of go haywire. The British Republic really got a hold of Ubangi Shari. Both sides of it. You see, I've got a little path here in the middle, but I really should have captured these colonies before they did. That would have mapped out a lot better. But I did get up into the Chad area up here pretty well, so that's looking pretty good. And then I went a little bit overzealous down here in Kasai, Bas-Congo, and Equateur. I don't think that's really a part. You can kind of see it here on the map, on the wiki map. I don't really think that that's a part. So I really should have had a bit more of Ubangi Shari and a bit less of this area down here in the southeast to map up. But other than that, our territories are looking, so other than this nastiness, dang you, British Republic and your obsessive colonization, and Prussia, who never ever did anything. Anyway, and Italy never unified, and I never had the chance to help them unify. They never tried to unify. Here we are in 1917. They should have unified a long time ago. But anyway, we never took Morocco from them. That's pretty much about it. So this has been a very enjoyable playthrough for me, and I'm super excited to announce my next project, which I really hope you're going to love as much as I'm excited about doing it. So over the past year and a half, I would say, I have just absolutely fallen in love with Paradox Interactive's grand strategy games. I've played a lot of them. I'm a huge fan. And I've actually not played Hearts of Iron 4, which I'm going to go do now, because I need to take a little bit of break to start the next project. And the next project is, drumroll, I am going to do a 4-game span in the Middle East. Paradox has recently announced projects, expansions for Crusader Kings 3, which I love, The Legacy of Persia. I've bought the entire chapter, so I'm just waiting for it to open up. So that's going to cover this area here. And Europa Universalis, which I'm a fan of and have a subscription to. I'm going to do that next. So we're gonna actually play through Crusader Kings 3, into EU4, into Vic 3, and then into Hearts of Iron 4. So this is going to be a very long video series. Victoria 3, France, was a 5-video series just for Victoria 3. So I imagine that we're going to have a lot of videos, which I'm excited about doing. So what I'm going to choose is to play as the Ottoman Empire, or specifically modern-day Turkey. And we're going to do that in hopes, I'm crossing my fingers, that that Legacy of Persia, as it releases for Crusader Kings 3, is going to include some content for Ottomans. Europa Universalis already has massive content for Ottomans. They also are releasing a Persia expansion. I'm just torn between going really hardcore Persia and versus Ottoman Empire. And I'm leaning towards Ottoman Empire because I think that they're going to have a bit longer and more robust of a playthrough across all 4 of the games. So Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, Victoria 3, Hearts of Iron 4. If I were to have continued to play France through Hearts of Iron 4, historically speaking, because that's primarily all about World War II, France did not exactly do terribly well during World War II. So even though I would have done it, and would happily have done it, I just don't know how to play the game. So I don't want to stumble through trying to actually figure out how to play. I'm going to go do it on my own, but I don't want to make you suffer through me trying to figure out how to play the game, while I at the same time basically fight a losing battle against Germany as France. Okay, so what I'm going to do is instead end up picking the nation of modern-day Turkey, and I'm going to start in, I believe it's this area here, where Crusader Kings 3 will hopefully, with the legacy of Persia, and what is this called? This was called something like the Oghuz Turks or something like that, where first they formed the Seljuk Empire, and then we can form the Ottoman, and we can do this across all of the games. I'm really excited to do it. Now, if Crusader Kings 3 Legacy of Persia does not include any potential content for Ottoman Empire, then I will switch the entire thing to Persia, Iran. Though I just think that the final chapter, Hearts of Iron 4, as Persia, there was some involvement in World War II, I believe. I'm not at all educated on this. That's another thing I'm going to do, is spend time to get more educated about it. But I just think we'd have frankly, a more fun playthrough with Ottoman. So that's it. I'm going to do a multi-chapter, a 4-chapter series, playing through as Ottoman Empire Turkey, building it, losing it, regaining it, winning it, losing it, growing it, shrinking it, and I am really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for spending all this time with me. We're going to be taking a break until Crusader Kings 3 Legacy of Persia releases. So I'm not going to be releasing any more videos until then. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back when my new project starts.